Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Not So Perfect World. I had envisioned a different, topic for this next discussion, but due to current events, I kind of switched it up a little bit. So the next video will be the one that I planned on it being. But with the passing of Nipsey, I kind of sat back and thought about who he was as a person. I know me personally, my choice in music is totally out of whack, and I didn't connect with him musically like a lot of you guys were fortunate enough to have before he passed away. But one way that I did connect with him was his social movement. Him being a part of his community, providing resources to those people, being a leader and an activist within that community was amazing. Even down to him in his documentary that he was working on. I think we would not be doing people like him or anyone who has been involved in this movement of social justice and change. We wouldn't be doing them any justice if we don't reconsider or even just think about what it looks like for us to affect change within our own communities. I know me personally, I've had the privilege of working in our community as of for the past 4 months, and it's been life-changing just actually understanding what it is that is going on, who is involved in the community, who is actually for our African American communities, and the people who just want to be a part because it makes sense financially. It's heartbreaking. It's definitely heartbreaking, and it's even more heartbreaking to think that those people who are actually affecting those communities and initiating these topics and creating change are the ones who are gone, who are leaving us and have not had the opportunity to complete their legacy. So what happens next? Like, do we sit back and we wallow in the fact that they're gone, or do we pick up where they left off and do what it is that they would want us to do, or at least what I believe that they would want us to do, and that's get involved. Look at your own community and think about what you can do to affect change and create that environment or that culture or that sense of community that you would want to see or that you needed when you were growing up, or simply that you feel like other people need. I think that a lot of people think of this movement and think of activism and leadership within our Black communities and say, oh, but I don't have the knowledge or I don't have the resources to provide. But if there's one thing that I've learned in my experiences lately, it is that your experience is valuable, and a lot of us do not understand that. We think that you have to have an education, you have to have experience on these jobs or working in a community, but in all actuality, you literally sharing your story with one person who is either about to go down the road that you went down or who is currently going down that road, you can literally save lives. You can literally change their mindset. You can change their path. In one simple conversation, you can change the way that someone thinks about where they are, who they are as a person, and the opportunities that they have in front of them. So I know that, I could be a little bit too deep in this moment, but that's something that's been really bothering me, is the fact that we have become a generation of, let me tweet or post about what's going on social media, but in 2 or 3 weeks, we have nothing left to say about the people who've passed away or the discrimination that these people have experienced or that we've experienced ourselves. We tend to let it fall by the wayside and function in this dysfunctional world when all we have to do is open up our mouths and talk to the person next to us, or talk to the people at your church, talk to the people at the community center, stop at a school event and actually converse with someone who looks like or is asking for your help in a verbal or nonverbal way. we cannot just continue to sit back and deal with our own lives and think that that's enough, because there's so much work to be done that we can't just count on those people who have committed themselves to this activism to take on all of our problems and fix them for us. If you have any type of platform, and me saying that means that everybody has a platform, because we live in a social media world, we live in a digital world. You can at any moment pick up your phone and record something, or send a text message, or put out a tweet, or send a blog, or comment on someone's status. Everyone has a platform. And if you are not using that platform to forward, I guess, progress, then you are definitely the problem and hurting our community. So in the saddest moments, don't just think about his music and the things in his life that you think may have been important to him. It is very important for us to realize that not only did he leave behind a beautiful family and, you know, amazing friends and crazy forward moving music, but he also did not get to finish the legacy that he was leaving. And a lot of our activists are not afforded that opportunity. So what can you do? What can I do? What can we do as a whole to make sure that his legacy is not lost and that the work that he started is continued? What is it that you can personally do to help the situation? I know that I was talking with some young adults about our community here in Tulsa and something that had happened at city council, and it really touched them because they realized that, hey, we're the next generation to forward these movements, to talk about these topics, to affect change, and we don't know, or we haven't even discussed what it is that we can do differently or how we can add value to the movement. And just being in a room with them and hearing them come up with ideas and ways to implement these ideas was a movement in itself. Just having the conversation, talking about topics that are uncomfortable or that don't lead to immediate happiness or joy is so important. So if you haven't already, if you're not already involved, just take a moment to talk to someone or think to yourself about how you can help affect change in our African American community. And don't just think about it, but actually put action behind it and do it. Get involved in any way, shape, or form, whether it's reading to elementary school kids or starting a Black-owned business to create revenue within our own community. Just do it. Don't think too much about it. Come up with a plan, but make sure that you are out here being a part of what it is that I believe people like Nipsey would want us to be a part of. And that is change, affecting change within our community and striving for social equality and justice. Thanks for listening.